Good morning from Recovery at Home, day one. I am in our newly renovated bedroom. We still have to paint the trim of the windows and of the doors and the closet. But my guy and us, we were able to get things painted. We were able to get the ceiling fan put in and the new floors put in. We have to touch up some baseboards over there. Anyway, though, I feel pretty awesome being in the first bedroom that is mostly well, we have another bedroom that's a lot complete, but it doesn't have the flooring in it. And the baseboards I don't think are screwed in. Anyway, it was pretty cool. This is my buddy. It's a pillow. It's kind of extra. It has this neck strap and it has a waist strap. And I didn't need it yesterday at all. I kind of thought it was a little silly actually and was regretting my purchase until about 2:30 in the morning when the pain hit. So I don't know if like my nerve block wore off. You know, last time I had a nerve block and they said it would every time I've had a nerve block, whether it was like what my arm getting my dialysis fistula, I need to take these things off. Anyway, but yeah, I get limb alert because of my dialysis arm. They can't do anything, no needles, no blood pressures, no IVs on this arm. I get allergies because I'm sensitive to some things and my regular bracelet. Anyway, but my throat hurts a little bit. I'm probably going to try to get some cough drops today. And that's just because they intubate you and stuff. And I hurt. It's kind of crappy. But anyway, I thought this pillow was a little bit silly. It has pockets for ice packs. It came with 2 ice packs, but I have not gotten them in the freezer. But I pulled a small ice pack out last night to kind of sit on a little bit. It helped a little. If you know, you know. But I've got my little cart here. This is one of the carts that I usually have downstairs with stuff on it for making videos and fulfilling Etsy orders, but I put a lot of stuff away in bins for physical Etsy stuff because while we're doing this, we're trying to renovate the room next door to get my our actual stuff in. This will be the guest room, and then we'll move over there. But I brought one of my dressers. We have 2 new dressers that we bought that are not put together yet that'll go in the other room. Let me turn off the air conditioner. Anyway, but so I've got we got like if you guys are on MacBid, you might understand. If not, check it out, see if there's one in your area. It's mac.bid. You can bid on things pretty cheaply. Anyway, so I got a like hospital bed table, and we were thinking like kidney transplant recovery, whatever, but that'll be really great for in here too. So it's a small room, like really, really small, but there's enough room at the end of the bed to put a TV and a stand that I've got in the other room. And in between the door and the closet right there, there's a plug. And we're gonna put a mini fridge and a microwave for me. That way I can keep some things upstairs and just make them, if I want to, just stay upstairs. And there's plenty of room. I can do laps kind of in this room and the room next door that's empty. Can't really do laps in the 3rd room because our buddy lives in there and I'm not invading his space, but like from the bathroom in the hallway. So if I don't feel like doing stairs that day. I did wake up around 12 last night and I was hungry finally. Yesterday they gave me some crackers in the hospital and some ginger ale, and I threw them up both times. I tried to eat them. At home, my guy gave me a handful of cherries, he wasn't sure, and some crackers, and I couldn't keep that down. And then last night I tried eating 2 like cheese cracker, you know, like these things, 2 of these crackers, and I just didn't have an appetite for it. And then he made me a grilled cheese because he kept asking me what I wanted, and I kept changing my mind, like plain noodles, like egg noodles, or rice, plain rice, and whatever. Finally, I was just like, bread. And I was like, cheese, grilled cheese. So he made me a grilled cheese, and I was able to keep that down before I fell asleep. And then when I woke up at 12, I got myself I had a little feast, to be honest. I had the cherries, I had a banana, I had like a cup of ramen noodles, which I know is not the best option with my weight loss stuff, but it sounded good and pretty plain. And instead of using water in their flavoring packet, I just put in chicken broth and no seasoning packet. So probably had, I don't know if it had less sodium, but it tasted better. Anyway, I used chicken broth from the fridge because I had opened a thing of chicken broth the day before when I had to be clear liquids, Jello, chicken broth. So I had a cup of Jello, and I had a little cup of like water ice type stuff, watermelon, Luigi's Italian ice. So that was good. My little feast. I was finally hungry. I was like eating all that around midnight. And then I took I had missed like doses of pain medication that I was supposed to take earlier, but I took them around midnight. And then some of my meds are 6 hours, some of them are longer, some of them are 8. So I'm probably just going to get into the routine of taking them at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then from there, so that I don't have like crazy weird. Anyway, but I've been taking like Colace. They prescribed me like a gas pill, and I had both Colace and gas pills non-prescription also, because I didn't know they were going to subscribe that. And then they subscribed me the pain medication, which is like basically a Percocet. Ironically enough, it's on my allergy list, but I've got some woes with my hospital experience. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that, but I can't really shower today, but I'm going to get cleaned up. And I did get some dry shampoo so that I could kind of spray it in my hair and feel a little human if I wanted to. Yeah, I'm hurting. I miss my kittens. They are locked in the basement with my guy. He is sleeping down there so that I could just be comfy and do whatever I have to do. Which at first I was thinking like, no, you can sleep with me. But I've got pillows here that I like to make a nest with, and like this whole situation. So he's probably not going to end up staying with me for a little while, which stinks. But he'll come in and cuddle and stuff. And he's been really, really great about taking care of me. He's stellar. He ran himself to the bone, and yeah, he's like, I'm sorry I don't have your TV, your fridge, that kind of stuff set up yet. He's like, I'll get it. So, but his buddy contacted him yesterday and said, hey, there's a car show about an hour and a half away. Do you want to go to a car show on Saturday? And he's like, I don't know, man. And I said, look, I'll be fine. You go. So I'll be fine. He'll go. This morning, he'll be gone for probably like 4 or 5 hours, maybe 6. But his buddy's got a McLaren recently, so he's going to be able to drive that and all kinds of fun cars. So I'm pretty excited for him. That's going to be pretty cool. I had that video post yesterday, Taxes Are Wicked. If I can get my laptop up here, then I might just edit some more videos, because like I told you guys before, I have some June videos that with all of the like pre-hysterectomy, hormonal, bleeding, whatever stuff, I didn't get to edit. So I can edit some of those and pop those up. And then I have a new video that I need to edit and post. That's actually a July video. And I have one that I need to record for a collaboration that's coming out on Monday that I'm in. So I don't know. maybe I'll feel up to going down the basement and doing some video stuff. We'll see. Yeah, I don't really know because everything kind of hit, like I said, around 2:30. Now, granted, my hospital gave me an abdominal binder. I wore it mostly yesterday, and they said you could wear it whenever, whatever. But I've done my own research, and I know that it's not the best to completely rely on this binder for my abdomen, like my abdominal muscles. So I was trying not to wear it last night in bed. So I took it off, and then 2.5 hours, that pain started to really hit. I'm going to put it back on before I walk around the house today, but I am going to try to keep some time off of it so that my body can do its thing, my incisions can heal. I think I have 4 incisions. They were able to do it all robotically, and okay, this is when this pillow is really helpful. I just kind of push it in and hug myself like a splint. Okay, but I had 4 incisions. My uterus was like 9.5 centimeters. It weighed 124 grams with my tubes and everything. They were able to keep both ovaries, so I'm not going into surgical menopause, which makes me happy. Everything's kind of sore. I did get, if anybody is going through this process, I've got Depends to wear, which I've kept those around the house anyway because of the bleeding issues that I've had. So they're nothing new. I didn't get them just for surgery. And then I've got, so far these have been really helpful also. I ordered them on Amazon. They're Frida Mom. They are perennial cooling pad liners. So you just kind of throw one over, you know, and it's very helpful. It's been proving to be helpful. Today I'll probably explore my heating pad a little bit on my back because my back really hurts. Yeah. They didn't give me any perennial ice packs, which I was surprised because a lot of my friends said, look, this is what they do. And, but like I kind of alluded to, I was not exactly pleased with my hospital experience. And there's a lot of factors that come into that. Maybe if you guys want to hear that story about why I don't like my hospital experience, I'll tell it to you guys. Just leave some comments and stuff. Sorry, this is not really about savings. I will say, I don't know if I talked about it I know I talked about it in a post, but there were 3 of you that I had to cancel your Etsy orders, and I'm really, really, really sorry. I had been working so hard to get caught up on everything. Now, all of my July memberships, for everyone that has even just recently signed up, my May, June, July memberships have all been mailed. My guy dropped the last ones in the post office last night in the mailbox. There is 1 shipment for Amy that is needing to go out. Our post office just has a sign on there saying no parcels, so he has to go back to take that envelope in there, the large envelope. But I am so sorry if you are one of the 3 people that had to get canceled. I hate canceling orders. You know, I know you all have your refunds. If you see these items as digital items, because my shop is staying open digital only for now, as I feel better, and if I can get like a desk upstairs or something, and move some stuff around a little bit, or if I feel good enough to going downstairs, then we'll see about opening, you know, for a few orders or something here and there. But when I get my laptop up, I will design my July memberships and post them for my basic birdies level. And thank you guys so much for just bearing with me and being patient. I know that just life happens and I'm trying to roll with it the best I can. I really need to brush my hair too. But yes, I said thank you so much. These little camisoles, I just got these from Walmart. I wanted them to be the kind that had the like shelf in there for some support, but they're not. But it's okay because they were $3. And I've got some t-shirt dresses from Old Navy that have been comfortable. I have like some nightgowns that I got from Amazon that are really nice and light and comfortable. I got some bike shorts. We'll see if I like them or not, but I needed more shorts for working out when I can go back to the gym eventually anyway. So we'll see. But yeah, I had a little hospital overnight bag packed because I was supposed to stay one night and then basically was yelled at and told no way. And they had me out of the hospital. I went in, surgery was supposed to start around 9:30. It probably started closer to 10. It lasted 2 hours, is what my guy said. And then he didn't see me for 3 hours because I was in the recovery room. And then once I was out of the recovery room, they had me gone within the hour. I felt rushed. I've heard that they usually keep you to watch you go to the bathroom, like go pee and pass gas. They did not do that for me. My surgeon did not come back to see me. She went and saw my guy and then she was done, which last time when I was in there and I had a D&C and a hysterotomy, she came to speak to me. My nephrologist basically said she needs to stay overnight and dialyze on Saturday and had orders sent in. And the nurses said, yes, you're staying overnight. And then my doctor came in and she said, you are not staying overnight. We do not bill this as an inpatient. Your insurance will not pay for it. You're going home today. She also said, I know that you have a sensitivity to Percocet, but that's the medication that we're sending you home with. So I don't know if that's contributed to some of my nausea. They were able to give me some Vicodin, Norco, in the hospital, but they gave me, I think, IV pain medication once, and I struggled to wake up. I just kept sleeping. And so they were like, we're not doing that again, and switched to pill medication, which was not the best. My catheter, I don't think it was in correctly. It was extremely painful, and I was basically crying for the catheter to come out. And they were like, we need to when we take out your catheter, we need to test you, which was to go to the bathroom. They never tested me. They basically did whatever they could to get me out as fast as possible so that I didn't have a reason to stay. But you know what? You can stay in outpatient room 23 hours. You were allowed to stay for 23 hours. I needed more pain management before I left. They never even tested me to see if I could walk until they discharged me. And they were like, oh yeah, come over to the wheelchair. That was it. There was no like, are you steady on your feet? There was nothing. It makes me want to cry, honestly, because I feel like because of the whole needing dialysis thing, I just got gypped on like quality of care. They didn't go over my discharge papers with me. They didn't go over what other things to take, like non-narcotics. They just basically took out my uterus and made me leave. I don't think it was great care at all. I'm sorry, guys, but this is my experience. This particular hospital system, I'd been going to them for years. And last year, they went for profit. And you can tell. You can definitely tell. But that's my experience. I'm just glad that everything went okay. They didn't need to cut me open abdominally. Everything came out okay. My giant polyp was actually smaller than it had been, which is good. But my lining was still crazy, so I mean, there was still the reason to take out my uterus. There was a whole bunch of stuff going on. She was able to remove some scar tissue, she said. I got to keep my ovaries. So those are the positive things. And I never have to have that particular surgery done ever again. And I will not choose that particular hospital. And I'm not even sure if I want to keep my PCP who's in that system. I'm really debating switching. Anyway, I know I probably sound like a baby, but that's my experience. Have a good day.